So, NBA Hall of Fame basketball player Paul Pierce appeared on the podcast and answered the 8-joke question. Why do so many guys in the league love white women? Let's talk about it. Welcome back or welcome to Uncle ABL. And in today's video, we're talking about NBA Hall of Fame basketball player Paul Pierce, most known for his time with the Boston Celtics, answering the 8-joke question. Why do so many guys in the league, black guys specifically, love white women? Why do they date them? Why do they do the Shannon Sharp allegations with them? Why do they have all these things with white women? Well, his answer is pretty interesting, but I have my own opinion. I think there are some reasons why this happens. And before I even get into it, I don't care who you want to date. Look, whoever, black, white, Puerto Rican, the candy stripe, whatever you want to do, that's your business. As long as y'all two agree and ain't nobody getting beat up, human trafficked, forced against their will, knock yourself out. I don't really care. But this is a question. It's always a topic. It's always a debate. And I have my 2 or 3 cents. But before we even get into it, let's jump straight to the actual clip. And of course, I will always link to the clip in the box. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit the link in the bio. Go to the corresponding video through the link. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Do you feel like, why do you feel like men, especially NBA players, get with the white women? Is it because they're easy, quote unquote?
I got some theories, but I really want to hear it from him.
Now, before they even get into it, don't nobody get offended at this. Don't nobody get offended by her remark about being easy, or don't nobody get offended. Let's just hear him out.
I want to hear it too.
I honestly think that maybe they appreciate maybe more and they apologize more.
Pause. Let's pause for a minute. Now, if you're squabbling with any woman, I don't care what color, black, white, if you squabbling to the point where she got to apologize and it's a consistent thing, you're doing the wrong thing. I ain't got no time for no squabbling. If that's going on, she got to go over there. I can't do nothing with her. I don't care how good she look or whatever. Now, if we got a whole family, we married, okay, maybe you try to work it out. But just a girlfriend, somebody we dating, go over there.
Listen, I'm scared. Hold on.
No.
Let's hold on.
I mean, you know,
I had an interview with
they don't mind being held accountable.
I'm so scared of this, y'all, because I had an interview with Columbus Short, and I asked him this similar question, and he said something, and I got dragged for filth. I was on Breakfast Club, I was on Shade Room, I had death threats for so long from black women because they said I laughed when he said that. So let me not laugh. I don't have nothing to do with this.
I mean, that's what
black.
I think.
I'm black.
Know.
He don't know, though, because he dates black women, period. So do not come for him, period.
All right, so there we go. Again, this is going to be NBA Hall of Fame basketball player Paul Pierce talking about the reason why so many guys in the league date white women. Now, what he said right there is probably what you're going to hear a lot. They're easy to do with, basically. It's not so much attitude and whatnot. But I think there's a certain kind of guy that there's a certain kind of woman, and they feel like that is going to be the majority. And it could be the majority. I'm not really sure. But maybe they think that's all that exists, that all black women are the same. And I don't believe that. Now, Columbus Short, I saw some of what he said. He's kind of on that same page. So this is going to be the same young lady. And if y'all know who she is, y'all let me know in the comments. I've seen her quite a bit, but I don't know her name. Here is the interview in question. Now, if that's her name right there on a social media link, then if she's black, I can't tell. But that might not be her name. Y'all let me know who it is in the comments. Let's check it out.
I want to know, like, what is the difference between being with black women and being with...
He comes into the home. They're not, nigga, what you talking about? Unless you giving me this, doing that. There's no respect of the man, the black man, in that by black women. And I'm not, black women do not be mad at me. Cook, girl, you don't even know how to cook. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's all black women can side. That Asian, Korean, Japanese, that other side is where, you know, culturally, those women were not, those women were taught to hold down. But it's more than subservience. It's don't get it twisted. I know you know how to cuss cuss a man out thoroughly, but as soon as you cussing him out, you still making dinner, you still washing his clothes, you still cleaning the house. And you're not doing that with, this is my job. That's just what you were trained to do. And I think that kind of training, how you want to ride in a Bugatti, how you want to go on a yacht, but you don't know how to wash your own clothes. You don't know.
I mean, bro, who are y'all dealing with? That's the question. Who are y'all dealing with? Who would do this kind of stuff to you, and why are you putting up with it? But let him finish. I don't want to interrupt before he lands his plane.
How to vacuum. You don't know how to put that. You don't know how to. Rami, you want. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. Hey, who gonna put the money on your books? I'll put the money on. No, you can go to jail. Take your black ass to jail, motherfucker, for you. So have some. It's a different energy. It's not like maybe. Okay. Thank you for your criticism. Thank you for your honest, constructive criticism. And, we can get it better. Or cook it for yourself.
Yeah.
You want a cup of noodle? You want some ramen? Somebody else come cook this.
Okay, so basically we get the idea. Black women, bad attitudes, all this, that, and the third, hard to get along with, squabbling, fighting. That's the general energy that I'm getting from both Columbus Short and also Paul Pierce. But again, Paul Pierce, he dates black women, so maybe he's just saying what other guys have said, and maybe he's saying what he has experienced before. Now, like Columbus Short said, it's not all black women. That does exist. I'm not quite sure how prevalent it is. I've seen that, and I'm old. I've been around for a long time, 40 years old. I've been dating for a long time, been married before, done it all. So I've experienced a lot. And I have seen that. I've come into contact with that. The black women that just want to be squabbling with you, want to fight, bad attitude, can't get along with them. Don't listen. I've been there, done that. But for me personally, in my dating life, that's not very common to come across, because off the rip, I'm not really going to present that type of energy that's receptive to that. The moment any kind of squabbling is going on, you're finished. I don't even really care. Some women are pretty good. What they call them, chameleons. They're able to disguise themselves. You think that they're not like that. They're not going to blow up on you. They're not going to act a fool. You think that. And then one day it happens. You're like, where is this coming from? What happened? Once that happens, you got to let her go. I'm not sitting here arguing about whether you're going to be cooking dinner, whether you're going to be cleaning up. Listen, the women I deal with, first of all, they don't even really talk. Not in public, at least. They don't even really say one word in public. We talk, have conversations, but they don't just be talking out of turn. Like, that ain't really what they do. They don't want to do it. It's not that I make them be quiet. They just don't want to do it. Some people are quiet and some are not quiet. I deal with the mostly quiet woman. That doesn't mean that she doesn't have any agency and she's just weak and these are the stronger women. They understand how to control themselves. A weaker woman does not understand how to control herself. She does not respond well to a man attempting to keep her on the even keel with her emotions. She does whatever she wants to do. That's the weak woman. The strong woman understands how to work with a man, to be in the feminine energy and allow him to do what he got to do. And they do it automatically. Okay. They're not going to say nothing in public. So when anything happens, you got to immediately be the leader. They're not going to try to be planning dates. They're not going to be trying to tell you, hey, let's go here, let's go there. You got to do it. With those women, you got to be the ultimate leader. And to a guy like Columbus Short, can we go back and see him right quick? To a guy like this, hold on. Okay, to a guy like this, he might not be able to have that kind of woman that you really got to be a leader for. Okay, he might not look. You see the kind of his posture to what he's wearing. He might not be able to deal with that kind of woman where you got to be the leader 100% of the time and you got to be the alpha 100% of the time. So what you do is you go with what is available to you, which are going to be the more combative women, and you try to finagle it to where y'all don't fight that much. You might fight every now and again a little bit. You try to minimize the fighting. That's why you relate everything to a fight, to a conflict. They apologize, held accountable, because there's always a problem you got to try to fix with a combative woman. It's because that's who you're able to get, because you're not this top alpha dog person. Okay. Now, I'm not saying you got to be an alpha dog person to get a non-combative woman. It's all about you being realistic. Okay. You might not be super alpha. You might not be super rich. You might be a regular Joe. Okay. Well, don't shoot for the spicy kind of mid-range woman. Shoot for the regular mid-range woman. Not an Instagram model, BBL baddie, Colombia, Venezuela. Look, what y'all want some of y'all, not all, but what some of y'all want is to go to Colombia and get some of them right here. Okay. Oh, y'all love them. Them kind of racially ambiguous, light-skinned baddies. Oh, y'all love them. And I'm not trying to attack them. These are nice-looking women. They're beautiful. Shout out to them. Okay. If they were to hop in my DMs, I wouldn't be like, oh, no, I don't want. Nah, these are pretty women. But the idea is, well, in other cultures, I'm able to find women who are a lot softer and don't require me to be as masculine. So I'm able to go get them. And if that's the case, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Also, here's something else. The culture is a lot of times a little bit more catering to the man. So overall, you have an easier time and you're not going to find as many people that are going to be competitive. So when I say that a lot of guys who might not necessarily be super alpha dogs go here, I'm not trying to attack anybody. I'm just saying everybody's not going to be the archetype of a guy who's going to be able to get the best women. That's just not reality. Okay. Me being a black guy, I'm not going to have the amount of options a white guy has. And that's okay. That's fine. Ain't no sense in me being upset about that. Why get mad at the white guy for that? I won't get mad at the white guy or the billionaire guy. I've seen some of the most beautiful women you will ever see in your life with a guy who's like 85 years old, white dude on the yacht. I have no chance. Am I going to get mad at him? Am I going to be offended that he could say that to me? He could say, hey, I can have her and you can't because I got money and I'm white and you not. Should I be offended or just say, you know what, you're right about that? So I got to go in my lane. Rather than dealing with the quarrelsome, combative women, deal with regular, everyday women who might not necessarily be the Instagram baddie because most women aren't that anyway. So that's my opinion about it. You know, I think a lot of guys dealing with the white women specifically, a lot of guys feel like they have a better chance of having a combat-free relationship. But I think having a combat-free relationship starts with the man because you're the leader. If she's not going to follow, ain't nothing you can do. Some guys just totally dismiss black women because of their bad experiences. But I feel like if you get with the right one and you're the right kind of person, it's a match made in heaven. That's just my humble opinion. I've been having a good time throughout most of my life. I've not had a lot of problems, not a whole lot of squabbling. I've been divorced before, but even in that process, it was all good. It wasn't really a problem. Yeah, I don't deal with the whole, getting the police called on me and restraining orders. Nobody has time for that. I deal with women who have some sense and they're mostly 100% black. That's pretty much all I got. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.